Well, Kaspa just made a move that we have been talking about for the last 3 weeks, and in today's video I want to give you a quick update on what exactly just happened and, well, why Kaspa's price is moving so well. And so with that in mind, let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into today's video. So looking at Kaspa here, we can see that its price just saw a beautiful move from that 0.05 level up to that 0.062 level. I've been saying over and over again in the last 3 or 4 videos that, listen, Kaspa is going to struggle the most, more than it ever has, at 5 cents, right? It's the psychological of it. It's not that 5 cents is really anything prior to this high back here. It's just that 5 cents is such a, 5 cents. Simple as that, right? It's the psychological side of things. And so because we knew it was going to struggle so much at this level, I had been telling you all, be careful at 5 cents, right? We saw this high that it put in right here. We saw the high that it put in here. We saw the double top that formed at that 5 cent level here. And when we backed back up towards it right here, I said, listen, this triangle in between 5 cents and this ascending level of support from this massive macro ascending channel that we've been in is going to be the deciding factor. And I said, if we're capable of breaking to the upside of this triangle, we could be on track to go up towards 9 cents or even maybe 10 cents. Do I think 10 cents is a little bit much? 9 cents a little bit much? Yeah, probably so. I don't think that's likely for this next move. It is now within the realm of possibilities if we are capable of putting in another move, honestly, like we have on 1, 2, 3 occasions already over the course of the last year and a half. And so with that in mind, knowing that we could possibly be making a move up towards this direction, let me tell you what this breakout does mean, how I think that it's going to go, and what I'm doing as a result of that. So what I'm expecting at this given point is that Kaspa can make a nice little move continuously to the upside. Do I know if it's going to hit, 10 cents? No. Could it hit 9 cents? Yeah, possibly. Could it hit 8 cents? That's rather more likely in comparison to the rest, right? But what I think is that although it is capable of getting this high, don't get me wrong, I don't believe it's going to actually just go straight up towards those levels. I don't think it's really going to look like a beautiful track upwards. I think that we're probably going to get some type of movement downward, backtest a little bit of support, and then we continue upwards if we are going to continue upwards. Because do remember, there is a 85% chance that an ascending channel like this will break to the downside, meaning that more than 4 out of 5 times we will lose support at some given point from this support level. So if we do backtest, we could lose it, right? This could continue to the downside, but let's not focus on that today. Let's talk about the positives, and let's talk about what happens if it does get a move to the upside, if it is on track to go to 8 cents. So if it's on track to go to 8 cents, I think that we're going to have to backtest this key level of support around 5.3 to 5 cents. The reason being is because whenever you break a key level of resistance like this, you don't just ignore it, right? These types of liquidity levels are magnets. They're magnets in the sense that they'll pull you upwards, but they're also magnets in a sense that they'll pull you downwards. That's why people have keynoted the term backtest so often, because when you break out of a key level of resistance, you will almost always backtest it, try to hold some support on top of it, and then continue to the upside. Let me show you a beautiful example of this, right? If we go forward and we look back at what happened here, we had this key level of liquidity, this key resistance here. We were struggling at it. Obviously, we lost support, or we lost support here. We lost support here. We kept getting resistance here, resistance, forced to the downside. We broke above it. We came back down once we finally put in that new high, and we backtest this key level of liquidity, this little zone here. Once we did that, we broke up to the upside. We came back down right here. Look where this key level of support establishment was. Look at this. We set this support right on top of where this resistance was. We back tested it, and then we're using that currently to get this move to the upside, right? And so considering we are so good, right? Kaspa is so good at taking the support and establishing it on key levels of resistance, I do believe it is going to come back down, look to establish some support on top of this 5 cent level to 5.3 level, and then from that point, then start to look for that move to the upside. You can even kind of base that off of what we are seeing here on something like the daily chart prime oscillator, in which we are already getting this blue peak finder. We're already getting this first overbought box, which generally historically for Kaspa says that some type of more macro pullback is likely on the way rather soon. It doesn't mean right now, but it does mean rather soon. And so considering the fact that we just broke such a key level of resistance, I do believe that the next move here is, even if it does continue a little bit, likely to come back down, start to trek back down, build some level of support, and then look for that next move to the upside. So what I'm going to do from now on with Kaspa is one of two things, just depending on what portfolio I'm talking about. If I'm talking about my long-term portfolio, I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging, and I'm not going to touch it, right? I think Kaspa has much more of a future than 6 cents. I think it has much more of a future than 10 cents. Honestly, I think that this is going to be a next winner for the next bull run. But obviously, I can't just throw all my cash at it at once. I'm just going to slowly dollar cost average. And if the time does come that we do break to the downside of this ascending channel, my dollar cost average is going to go up a lot because I think a macro pullback would happen. But into the bull run, when it does start to ramp up again, Kaspa is going to be a winner. Okay. Now, if we're talking about my short-term portfolio, if you're a short-term trader, mid-term trader, what I'm doing on Kaspa here is buying on the lows with a stop loss below the support, and I'm taking profits anytime we start to get rallies like this one to the upside. So in my short-term portfolio, I'm taking a little bit of profits right here, right? I'm taking a little profits if we get up here or up here, right? I'm slowly taking those profits. And if the moment does come in which we get these breaks to the downside, I've already taken some profits off the table up here. So now at this given point, I am going to buy a little bit more, but I'm setting a stop loss directly under that support level. So if we do break down, I'm not losing on this trade. I'm probably going to barely break even or maybe go a little bit negative. But if I am correct and that buy does work out, then obviously I can get another move to the upside here, slowly take some profits on the way up, and the cycle continues. Because again, eventually I do believe we will lose support here, but who knows? We might get 3 more runs like this to the upside before that happens. And so obviously I don't want to just be selling everything here or not buying if we can get up to 10 cents before we do get that eventual loss of support. Okay, so that's my given game plan. That's what I'm doing. Let me know in the comment section, what are you guys doing? How are y'all going about Kaspa? This is a little bit of a tricky one, right? Because whenever you go up and up and up and up and up and up and up like this, it does get a little bit like, I wonder how long this could possibly last, right? So let me know what you were doing. Let me know what you think about this breakout that we're currently seeing. And let me know if this is something that is exciting you, seeing this thing being able to finally crack 6 cents. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do, of course, always let me know in the comments below. I take your feedback and use it to make my channel. And so if you could do that, I would much appreciate it. And make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss the next one. But with that said, that'll be about it. Have an absolutely happy Sunday. And well, I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.